Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. Usually I don't do this often, but since recruiting isn't an option due to unusual rain and thunder, baby I wonder, put your sweats on me. Yeah. I got the plug, I made the call for me. I'm talking late night for ya. Let me lay a great time on ya. Don't hesitate, no, don't you? Just say you will. Come through and chill. Just say you will.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high. Tell them dim the lights down right now, put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room perfume. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you. And you're in the mood for empathy. There's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you off. I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. Nigga don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga that ain't good game, homie, sorry. They say conversation rule a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it. And I know you what you want. Oh, what it just put it in a song. Alright.
Yo, what is good? Welcome to the SC Experience, aka boy Eric, and we're back, and we here. We here. I feel good, man. We won today. You already know what it is, and a convincing win. I like that it was a convincing win as well. But shout out to everybody, man. Hope everybody's having a blessed day, and I know for sure I am, man. Shit, we won, you know. But we are officially, hopefully turning a corner. Hopefully. I say hopefully because we still got games to go. But overall, we'll talk about everything that happened today. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Hopefully, everybody's having a blessed day. Let me see who's up in here. Auntie Sick was good. First 10:45 and 8 p.m. West Side, are you ever on time? Hey, what's good, Auntie Six? What's good, Big Worm? What's good? Robert Pena's up in the building. Salute Raider Nation family. Way to play a solid 4 quarters. Josh Thunderstruck Jacobs. There you go, man. There you go. Let me actually hold up. I forgot to do this. Let me do this. What the fuck? Hold on. What in the fuck? Okay, sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties for some reason. Okay, there we go. I'm just posting this. Shout out to North Cal Raider Jesse. What's good, brother? Good to see you. Dominic Five. What's good, man? Shout out to Richard Lyon. What's good, man? Brad Lass, my brother. What's good? Dirty Eric is up in the building as well. I got to rewind that dope ass intro. What's good, man? Put him in the air nation. You already know. Big Worms up in the building. Blessings to you guys, man. Thank you for joining me today. Shout out to Sean Johnson. Salute Eric. We win in style 30-20, and Josh Jacobs 633 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns in the first 6 games. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to Josh Jacobs. Um, Milk a Beezy like cereal. What's good, man? The Raider Room, my brother. What's good? Good to see you. What's good, my guy? We got the motherfucking dub. You already know what it is. Shout out to 24 Graphics as well. What's good? Good to see you. Hit stick stepper. SC triple salute squad. Triple salute to you too. A big worm, my brother. 24 Graphics. What's good, my brother? Sarah, what up, sis? Good to see you. Eric, I'm driving home but listening. Salute, fam. I appreciate that, Sarah. Have a safe drive. And hopefully I can make that drive easier and fun. I'm going to try to do my best, you feel me? And bring some energy. Even better, we won. The Bolts lost and the Yankees is hanging in there. The Fraudres lost. Oh my God, how good it feels for the Fraudres to lose. I don't know. Woo! Shout out to the numbers. What's good, man? What's good? Good to see you, David Huerta. What's good? Salute everybody in the chat, man. Good to see everybody in here. Raiders won, so these voodoo Rangers creeping up on your boy. You already know, man. Shout out to Van City as well. And John Raiders is trade DT and cornerback. Pick 6 by 30, looking like stew. You already know what it is. So let's get straight into it. Let's go straight into it. My prediction originally earlier this morning, and you guys could rewind it. It was literally towards the end. It was 42-21. I was damn close. I ain't go cap. 42-21. That's damn close. That is damn close. We had 30 and they had 20. So you could do the math there. I was only off by a couple points, which is good. So I was close. I did want to win convincingly, and we did. There was a lot of cons there as well. You know, there were still the little tweaks that we need to give up, but in all honesty, I think when a defensive front only allows 20 points and the offense puts up a good amount of points, at the end of the day, you can't really be mad at it, man. And I liked overall the balance of this offense. Let me first start off on the offensive side of the ball, right? Before I give the MVPs like Josh Jacobs, obviously, right? I'm overall talk about the generosity and not the generosity, the generalization of the offense, right? I like that it was very balanced, if that makes sense, right? I like the way that they ran the ball, pass the ball, run the ball, pass the ball. They like to intersync, and that's what I like to do, and that's what I love to see. You balance on your offense, and that allows you to open up a lot of things. When the run game is going, your pass game is going. When your pass game is going, your run game is going, and it's just vice versa. I got to give a lot of credit to these offensive line for doing their job up front. Josh Jacobs is a goddamn beast. You got to pay that man. I mean, he just passed Marcus Allen. And the guy has back to back 100 plus yard games, back to back, multiple touchdowns. Actually, today 3 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs is a fucking beast, man. Josh Jacobs is a beast, man, and he needs to get paid. I don't think you should throw a bag on him, because there is that little bit of a, but I do think he deserves at least. For sure, Abakazi, I got you, brother. For Josh Jacobs, I think there will be a contract. Give it to him. It's just up to him if he wants to stay, right? But in all honesty, pay the guy, man. I think he really deserves it. And he's proving it, right? Week in and week out. And I just, like I said, I like the balance. Shout out to Coach Dante. What up, my boy? Good game to you too. Big Worm. We got a pick 6. That was crazy. Yeah, we'll talk about the defense side of the ball right now. Shout out to Black Trunks. He says, pay Jacobs. You already know if we don't pay JJ, we riot. Shout out to Willie Wayne as well. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to put this Instagram post real quick. Sorry. Shout out to Sinister. What's good, man? Blessings to you guys all. So let me actually bring this up real quick, because I forgot to do this real quick. Let me do it quickly. Um where is it? Why can't I see it? What the hell? There we go. Here it is. All right, let me share my screen real quick for you guys, man, for everybody that can see. And anyways, if you can't see, I got you with verbal as well. So of course we won 38-20. My prediction was 41-21. So I mean 42-21. I was really close. I was only down by about 4 points on the Raiders side and 1 point on the Texans side. So in all honesty, I was off by 5 points in total. When you look at these numbers, David Mills had a heck of a game. I mean, David Mills has been playing horribly and not the best the whole year so far. But against us, he did pretty damn good. Pretty decently, right? He had a 28 for 41, 302 yards, two touchdowns, and interception, and only a sack, a QBR rating of a 68.1. So in all honesty, he played probably his best game you know of these past couple of weeks, right? But on Derek Carr did good enough to win, right? He went 21 for 27, 241 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, and only sacked once in a QBR rating 84.5, which is good. Is good in my books, right? When you don't turn over the ball and you don't throw an interception, you don't allow them to get a takeaway. I think that's a plus for a quarterback, right? Um, and where we get a little bit of a like, ooh, is that rushing attack. When I was doing my preview with Coach Dante, and even earlier today, we've always talked about these two running backs, two dogs, right? Damian Pierce had 20 carries. They both had 20 carries. Both Damian Pierce and Josh Jacobs both had 20 carries. Damian Pierce went for 92 yards, no touchdowns, but an average of 4.6. On the other side, Josh Jacobs made the most of those 20 carries. He also had 20 carries, 143 yards, 7.2 average, and three touchdowns, bro. That is crazy shit. This is back to back to back weeks with 140 plus yards and back to back to back weeks with touchdowns. And now it's a multi touchdown game for him. Three touchdowns for the guy. And one of the touches was beyond the goal line. It wasn't even a first and goal. It was like first and 10 at the like 25-yard line. The guy ran it. His longest was a 15. I meant 15, my bad. And that was the touchdown, right? The 15-yard touchdown. So in all honesty, the game ball goes to Josh Jacobs as far as an MVP of this game. Um, Josh Jacobs looked really goddamn good, man. And like I said, he really deserves to get paid after all. When you look at their side, like I said, 92 yards for Damian Pierce. In all honesty, all their rushing attack had 108 yards and 23 carries. Excuse me, had to sneeze real quick. Um, and on our side, we had 27 carries in total as a rushing attack, 164 yards. Uh, but yeah, so 6.1 average, three touchdowns in total, which all came from Josh Jacobs, and the 18 was the longest that came from DJ Turner on the end around. Why the hell am I sneezing a lot? Goddamn. But yeah, so let me see who's up here. Shout out to Ray Love. What's good? Hit stick stepper. What's good? Good to see you. If Josh Jacobs finishes at the end of the season with 17 touchdowns, 1,700 rushing yards, what do you do, Eric? Well, you pay the guy regardless. I think he already deserves to get paid. Can we shout out the O line and the fullback for and the tight end for their blocking? Exactly, man. It starts off at the trenches. Without the trenches, the run game wouldn't be going or the pass game. And this blocking and run blocking offensive line has been doing their job, and I like to see it. They've been, like I said, week in and week out, they get better and better and better each time, better and better and better, and you see it, right? I'm not saying they're top five, but I am saying they're getting better by week in and week out. Um, but yeah, our next four games out of five will be on the road, but they are very winnable games that way. Yeah, and we're usually bad coming off the bye, and the fact that we just did beat Texans convincingly. Gives me a lot of hope in the team moving forward, and the offense. The way they played today looked pretty good. Because believe it or not, Houston Texans secondary is pretty damn good, and the fact that we still put up that many yards, that many touchdowns, and that many points. Even though one of them was a pick six, and we'll get to the defense right now. Run against the Saints till they stop you. Facts. Eric, you were wrong about the Jayon Brown interception. Jayon Brown didn't really play much, which was surprising, which is understandable coming off an injury. You don't think that Jayon Brown will play much. I just said Jayon Brown because everybody else picked the obvious ones, Josh Jacobs and Chandler Jones and stuff like that, right? So I had to go a little different, a little bit bold. I said there was going to be an interception. I was wrong about the person, but there was an interception after all, right? At the end of the day, I love to see this. When's the last time we scored two defensive touchdowns in the same season and the season hasn't even ended? Like, come on, that's amazing, and we got to give a lot of credit to this defense as well. Yes, the secondary was, so now we're moving on to defense. The secondary didn't look too well. Um, Anthony Aver was getting burned a lot. He did come back from injury, hasn't played on the field for about 2 to 4 weeks now. Um, so a couple weeks now actually, and it was understandable. I'm not saying it's right for him to get burned, but after all, he is coming off of injury. He is better than what he displayed today, but even with that, and even with not getting too much pass rush, like not many sacks at all, it kind of showed me that damn, we only allowed 20 points. We only allowed 20 points, and we had all these different things, right? We had Anthony Aver getting burned. We had the secondary looking horrific. We looked at Trayvon Merritt getting burned. We seen that the defensive line was not getting no pass rush, and we still only allowed 20 points. So just imagine if we clean some of those things up, right? So I really, really, really do like the road we're heading. Like I said, it gives me a lot of hope in this team in general. Um, besides that, besides that, shout out to Deron Harmon. He was a very positive. Again, gets a takeaway. The other time, he was involved with most of the takeaways, especially the two defensive touchdowns. If you guys remember, Bilal Nichols threw down Melvin Gordon. Harmon hit him, and the ball popped up straight into Amik's hand, and Amik returned it. So you got to give a lot of credit to Harmon. And now Harmon does it again, where he now picks sixes and reads the guy pretty damn good. So I give a lot of credit to him, man. He's been playing. He's probably our best safety as of right now because Trayvon Merrick hasn't had the best season so far. And Abram, he's been looking a little rough when it comes to tackling. If you notice, he kind of hesitates now and allows the runner to get past him. Um, Besides that, I know a lot of people were thinking that Chandler Jones will come out again. He had half a sack. At least he got half a sack, right? Now he's got half a sack to his name. So that's something, right? Um, but in all honesty, like I said, I really did enjoy this game. It was one of those games where in the first quarter and the second quarter, it was like, oh, but then they picked it up in the second half. Um, and they're a very good second half team actually so far. And I like that. I like that they're like that, but they got to play the full fourth quarters, and that's exactly what they did today. Like I said, I'm gonna go back to the offense. The offense, they're balanced offense is the key to victory, man. Having that run game, having that pass game, having that play action. Like I said, uh, Derek Carr. Here's the thing with Derek Carr, right? Everybody expects the win to be on his shoulders, and what I mean is the quarterback got to go out there and win the game. That's not how it should be. I get it. That's the direction that multiple teams are going to. Like the Bills, they rely on Josh Allen because they don't have no run game. The Chiefs, their run game's all right. They have to rely on Patrick Mahomes. Um, Same thing with the Broncos. If Russell Wilson has a bad game, they're not gonna do that. There's all these different things, right? Same thing with the Eagles. If Jalen Hurts doesn't do good, if Dak Prescott doesn't do good, and all these certain quarterbacks, right? But sometimes you gotta be able to play as a team to win as a team, right? Um, if you always put it on one person, like as for not as far as the blame, but as far as the game plan, it's kind of hard for that one person to get going, right? So in all honesty, I feel like this whole facade about we always expect Carr to win the game when it shouldn't be like that. When it should be a balance. And that's exactly what you're seeing today, a balance. Look at Derek Carr didn't turn over the ball. He didn't turn over the ball. And I see Sarah put it earlier. He didn't turn over the ball. He did just enough. Went 21 for 27, pretty damn accurate. 241 yards. So when you really look at this and look at he averaged about 8.9 average a throw. So, he wasn't throwing, 2 yard 2 yard passes often, right? And he also wasn't doing what he did to the Chiefs where he threw a 60-yard bomb consistently, right? And sometimes you don't even need those long passes, right? You don't need an 80-yard bomb to win the game. Sometimes you just got to do just enough to win, and that's exactly what he did, right? And Josh Jacobs is a fucking beast, man. Josh Jacobs is the main reason why we won and the main reason why it opened up the pass. And Josh Jacobs is going to continue to play this way as long as he stays healthy, which he is. When he's healthy, he's a badass. Um, Now going on onto general their receiving core, right? As far as receiving goes, Devontae Adams had 95 yards, almost touched 100 yards, had 9 targets, 8 receptions, at 11.9 on average. Hunter Renfro had himself a pretty good game, bounced back, 3 receptions, 55 yards in key moments, 18.3 on average. Matt Collins had that 2 receptions for 44 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown was amazing. Uh, Foster Moreau, 3 receptions, 28 yards. Josh Jacobs, 3 receptions, 12 yards, and Amir Abdullah, 2 receptions, 7 yards. As far as the Houston receiving core, Jordan Atkins has 68 yards. Derek Ogaboli had 5 receptions for 54 yards. Brandon Cooks had 4 receptions for 46 yards. Philip Dorsett had 2 receptions for 45 yards and a touchdown. Damian Pierce, 4 receptions, 25 yards. Nick Collins, 3 receptions, 33 yards. Chris Moore, 2 receptions, 20 yards, and a touchdown. And Rex Burkhead with 5 receptions, 11 yards. So, and us, we fumbled twice. DJ Turner, the fumble on the kick return. And as far as Derek Carr, he fumbled when the snap went in, right? Shout out to Manuel. What's good? Shout out to Thrash. Carr didn't look as confused with the offense this week. Exactly. They look like they're starting to get on the same page, right? Shout out to Raider Way as well, man. What's good? Good to see you, my brother. Super Bowl bound team when we're full of gel and we will build that defense. I hope so. I hope so. Jacobs is a filthy animal. Talk that shit, Van City. You already know what it is. SC, how we feeling, bro? Hey, Raiders. I'm feeling good, Primos. You feel me? I'm feeling good. I'm a little, you know, I'll take a little bit of sip, pause. Not like that, but you know what I mean. I'm feeling good all day though. I've been feeling all good, especially after that win. See, I don't know about you guys, but my mood on Sundays depends on the Raiders. I know it sounds fucking corny, and you're like, SC, are you? What the fuck is wrong with you, right? But for me, I personally think that freaking with this team, I've been so accustomed to this team. I've been born into this team practically, and my mood depends on this fucking team, dude. If we lose, I'm pretty damn pissed. When we win, I'm having a heck of a day, and I'm feeling good. You feel me? And that's just how it is. That's just how I am with most teams. Most of my teams that I go for. I'm just a passionate sports guy, but I'm a passionate Raiders fan, man. And I'm telling you, my mood really relies on those motherfuckers, and they need to start winning that shit. And I'm glad they won today, right? The mood is for sure on this team. Exactly. I don't know if you guys feel me, but for me, that's just how I am with this team. Shout out to the Raider critique. Primo says the way the game went today, I predicted it and it's on camera. Oh, for sure. Hell yeah. There you go, man. I was close. I was close. My score line was 42-21. That was my prediction. So I was only off by 5 total penalties, which is not bad at all, right? Not bad at all. But good shit for hitting it on the money. Shit. There you go. But shout out to the 40 people in here, man. If you guys can hit that like button, we're just going over what went down in today's game. But on the defensive side of the ball, there is some cons, and once I get the 22 film tomorrow, I'll be back on Tuesday to really fully analyze. But for what I've seen, Anthony Aver didn't play. Like I said, the secondary didn't play all too well, except for Harmon. I think that there was the linebackers. Blake Martinez had a pretty decent game. Denzel Perriman was all right. I didn't see too much of him. The defensive line, I seen Neil Farrell's finally out there, right? About time, right? He's been inactive week in and week out, and I'm glad that he was on there on the field today. Kendall Vickers was out there, right? I think Bilal Nichols had a QB hit here and there. Bilal Nichols had a pretty decent game again. Max Crosby didn't have like a Chiefs game, like where he was dominating, but Max Crosby is being Max Crosby and he puts the full effort and was out there balling. I'm not gonna say balling, but he had a decent game. Chandler Jones did come a little bit alive. Got a half a sack, did pretty decent. Um, I have to go back to see what exactly happened, right? But besides that, I really like that we only allowed 20 points, even with the burning of Anthony Aver, right? Even with the secondary not playing too well, even with not getting full pass rush on David Mills, it's still only allowed 20 points, which personally, I'll take it, right? And as far as the defense, they scored another touchdown, right? Crosby got held on that first TD pass by Texas, shaky man, no Cal. You already know what it is, Raider room. We're the Raiders. They're just like that. In fact, what Milka Beasy said, Max Crosby gets held every week. So, shout out to Terrence. What's good, Terrence? Good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Shout out to the King of Mods up in the building. Let me send this to Avakazi. Get my brother Avakazi up in here. Let me see. Where is the name? Give me a second. Damn it. What the fuck? Oh, here we go. There we go. I said to Avakazi, check your IG. But yeah. So let me see. Okay, there we go. Why does Morik look so bad? Scheme or injuries? It could be a little both, right, Sinister? You see that with that injury that he had, it kind of fucks up his footwork, right? But with Merrick, I think it's a little both, right? Like I said, the injuries kind of affected him. You can see with the change of direction, and as far as the bad scheme, I just think that he was better off in the Gus Bradley scheme because that's a single high safety, a cover three, and that's what Morik was known for in TCU, being that single high, being that guy. And now they're not really putting him in that position, and he's accustomed to that, and that's why he's trying to make a little bit of a change, right? He has to do more than what he did as a single high, but I think he will be better later on in the season. I just hope that he keeps continue to be healthy, and he'll get there, man. But I got somebody backstage, man. He asked to come on, and you already know, man. I gotta give my brother the link. You know that's no problem to me. And if anybody wants to come on, let me know as well. My brother here, man, from the land down under, man. You already know what it is. You love him, nicest dude. One of the nicest dudes I've ever met. Um, my brother here, and he's gangster right now. I see it with the headband and everything. I'm a Kazi Raider up in the building. What's good, AR?
What's cracking, SC? Salute to the chat. I would ask how we all doing, but of course we're doing fantastic. So yeah, what's good?
You already know, but hey, how you feeling though? How do you feel about the overall game, man?
Very pleased. We came out looking a little sluggish. It looked like it seemed like they were playing like a team that had it in their heads that they're a bad team because they're losing to a bad team. You know what I'm saying? But going into halftime, they seemed to put it all together, and the coaching staff, shout out to them, made the adjustments, and we were able to put it on them in the second half. So we got away with an emphatic victory in the end. So yeah, very happy, very pleased.
Yeah, um, I just think that that's what I like, right? I like to see what you said. Like I like to see them change it at the halftime, right? If you're down, don't put your head down. Step up, be like, let's do it. Let's get it done in the second half. And that's exactly what they did, like you said. So, all I wanted was this coaching staff to adjust. That's all I wanted. Adjust to the what's going on. And that's exactly what they did today. I get it. Some people would say, "Oh, it's the Houston Texans. They're supposed to do that." But with us being 1-4, is technically a win is very, very, very good for us because it really shows us that this team is capable of more than what the record predicts, right? Somebody from an outside perspective that doesn't watch Raider games, that just watches maybe they're a Green Bay Packers fan and they only watch a Green Bay game, or they're a Niner fan, they only watch Niners game, they don't pay attention to Raiders. They'll look at that 1-4 record and be like, oh, the Raiders, they don't look too good, man. They're gonna start losing, they trash, blah, blah, blah. But when you really look at the eye test, even though we've lost consistently before, you see that the team got better each time. They got better. They got better. You see they're starting to make the little tweaks. And today you're seeing exactly what we've been asking for, a balanced offense between run and pass, and a defense that, even though they did have their little faults there, they still only allowed they did enough to get the job done. And at that point, the offense had to take over, and that's exactly what they did. But hey, I'm asking you this question. I'm pretty sure I know your answer, but who was your MVP of today, man?
Gee, let me think about it. That's a tough question. No, it's not. Josh Jacobs, of course. He's been our MVP for the season, and it's a continuing trend, which is very, very nice to see. I mean, it seemed like before the season, the writing was on the wall, and I thought that there was no way, no how that we're going to see him as a Raider next season. But with that said, I mean, he's showing too much for us to just let him go. If he keeps going like this, we've got to find I don't know how we're going to get it done, but somehow, some way, we got to find a way to try and keep him on our roster if he keeps trending like this. I mean, he's running like his career depended on it, and it did to a point. This is his final year on his current rookie deal, so whatever happens by the end of the year, he's going to get his bag, and it's just a question of whether we can retain him and pay him enough to keep him satisfied. To be, even if we even do offer him a contract, I don't know what the coaching staff are thinking, like whether they, despite him being the team MVP, they might, with the whole running back value situation, they might not be willing to pay him what he will definitely be worth by the season end. Like I said, if he keeps trending the way he's trending. So it's going to be one of the interesting talking points and things that we'll be paying attention to at the end of the year when comes to the contract matters of Josh Jacobs. So I hope we find somehow, some way to keep him on the team. I'm still going to lean towards he'll probably go somewhere else, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope we keep him.
Yeah. And I think he is gonna get that contract. Like I said, he will get that contract. It's just a matter of time. Is Does he want to come back or does he want a bigger bag? But I do know he's got a Raider tattoo. I don't take it how you want it. For I know I haven't had a tattoo yet. I'm planning on getting one, but I know a tattoo's forever. It's something that you want on your body permanently, and for him to get it even before knowing that he's gonna be there a long time, kind of shows me like a similar to Max Crosby, right? He wants to be out there, he wants to rep the shield, and he wants to be here, and he wants to win. And
Sure.
that's the little mentality between Josh Jacobs and Max Crosby. You see a little bit in both of them, right? They keep running. They're a locomotive that just keeps running, right? And they're when they're healthy, they produce, right?
Yeah.
So you can't turn down a guy that just statistically just beat out Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen practically. Like you can't go away from that. You can't just be like, oh, that's whatever. He broke the record, whatever. Like that's crazy to me. Because Bo Jackson, I mean, I didn't get to see him live, Bo Jackson or Marcus Allen, but they're they're dogs, man, and they're the one of the best.
Yeah. I think
in
Jacobs
Raiders
has
history.
forced the focal point of our offense. I mean, nobody was saying that he would be the focal point before the season. It would be our passing game first before our run
Yep.
game. But coming into the end of week 6 and the way is it week 6 or week 7, whatever week it may be, it seems evident that the team is now starting to shift their focus. Right, Jacobs is the hot hand. We're going to have to run the ball with him, and that'll open up the passing game rather than it being vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So, it's very, again, it's very pleasing to see Jacobs putting it together again. I mean, he had a fantastic rookie season. His next 2 seasons were okay, but he's starting to run to form where we drafted him in the first round. And again, it's going to force a very interesting conversation by the time the season is over, and hopefully we can keep him somehow, some way.
Facts. And Raider, where you're right, Marcus Allen was there, sitting next to Mark Davis. So maybe that Marcus Allen's present gave Josh Jacobs a little bit of a boost. You feel me? Just the energy. Shout out to Raider Takeover. Josh is a Raider for life. Shout out to everybody coming in. J Dub was good, man. Thrash, good to see you, brother. Alfredo was good. J Dub, good to see you. I'm glad that you guys joined me, man. Especially this late night over here in the West Coast.
Can I
And
just
know
answer
especially in the
Thrash's
East Coast.
question real quickly because he
Yeah,
asked before in the chat. Shout out to you and shout out to everyone in the chat. You did ask how I watched the game. Over here in Australia, we rarely get live games played out on the cable service here, let alone free-to-air TV. So I have to subscribe to International Game Pass, which is $260 a year. But like for me, I'll pay whatever. I just want to see my Raiders play every game. And if it's not live, then when I wake up, because the games are on at either 2 or 4 a.m. Today's game for you was on at 4 a.m. for me. So I woke up at 7:30, ran my errands, went to the park, watched the game, and that's how I watched the game.
That's interesting because I
wanted to answer
did
that real
always wonder that shit. That was a good question. Whoever said it, Thrash.
Right.
But it just feels good to win. It's just that feeling where it's like you want to pick out the cons, but it's just like, hey, you just won. Like you won. A little lay back a little today and just look at all the positives, right? And that's why I usually do this post game. This is practically my raw reaction. Talking about all the pros and happy-go-lucky. And yeah, I'll talk about a little bit of the cons, but not as much on Tuesday. Once I actually get the film, then I'll really talk about the little things, right? But there's little things that was obvious when you watch the game, right? Anthony Averett, the secondary didn't look too well besides Harmon. But besides that, the fact that they only allowed 20 points, and I'm gonna continue to say it, the fact that we only allowed 20 points with all those little, little bit of cons, the secondary, the pass rush, all these things, it still worked out.
Well,
It
we're
still
talking
worked
about
out.
secondary. So sorry to cut
Mhm.
you off.
Oh, go.
Amik Robertson. I mean, I didn't notice him, and that's supposed to be a good thing. So I assume he had a
Yeah,
good game, right? So he'd be another name
yeah.
to throw in the conversation that had a decent game. I mean, if we're not noticing a player in the secondary, that means they're doing their job, right?
No, yeah, that's facts. And I didn't see his name. I seen most
He was on the
catches on.
field.
You would see either Anthony Averett or Rock Sin, which is surprising because you would think those two guys would be the main ones that would be like, oh, their names doesn't come up. But you've seen a lot of
Yeah.
them.
Well,
But
Amik
I like that.
saw a lot of game time, and I didn't, like I said, I didn't notice him. So that must mean he's doing his job, right?
Yeah, yeah, and like I said, all you need is those little positives in that secondary to really balance out the negative, right? And that's exactly what you see in Harmon, Amik. Abram had a all right game. Some of the things that I've seen from him are just like little things, like he kind of hesitates when he tackles now. Hey, just go ahead on. I get it. You don't want to get injured, stuff like that, but sometimes you hesitate and kind of allow something. But I got somebody backstage, man, and I think he's ready. Yeah, I think he's ready. He's all the way from a different uh country, you feel me? Canada,
Brother from
you
up
feel
north,
me? Yep,
northwest,
you already know
northeast of
up
me.
north. So now you got down under, you got up north, my brother, and you see him in the chat, one of my loyal
Man City.
family. I don't call them subscribers. Yeah, they're called subscribers on YouTube, but I consider this guy family, man, even though I haven't met him, and I consider a lot of you guys family. Our brother here from all the way from Canada, Van City Raider up in the building. What's good, Van?
Yo.
There you go. What's good, man?
Oh, Canada.
Our home and need and
How you feeling, man?
on top of the world, boys. Josh Jacobs is a fucking animal.
There we go. I like that energy, man. Shit. As you see, I'm a little not energetic. That's not because I'm mad that we won. No, I'm happy we won. But on a
It's late
Sunday
for you, isn't it?
weekend, I'm 21 years old. You can make the most of that, right? Of that information. But before we continue on, I got somebody backstage, man. He's an up and coming content creator. Recently came into the YouTube scene. You've seen him around. I know earlier he was live, I believe, with Andy, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, he's on the come up, man. So shout out to this guy, man. Also somebody that has been subscribed to me as well, and also following all of our channels and supporting everybody. Our brother here, Raiders Primos, is up in the building. What's good, Primos?
What's good? What's good, guys? Just want
What's
to come in
going
for a
on, bro?
bit.
Hey, you already know, man. How you feeling?
Feeling good, bro. Feeling good. We did I did a watch party with Andy on Raiders Football Talk.
Yep.
And it's crazy, guys, because he actually asked me, give me your predictions for the game. It's on camera, guys. And I was like, this game is going to be a nail biter. We're not going to like it. It's going to be close. But I predict fourth quarter, we're going to run away with it. I don't know how, but we're going to run away with it. And Josh Jacobs is going to get 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I said that because if Josh McDaniels is smart, the Texans are probably one of the worst rushing defenses in the league. So you got to run with Josh Jacobs. I mean, look what he did today. Dude, I know we look at the yards, we look at touchdowns, but look at the yards per carry. 7.2 yards per carry, bro. That is beast mode right there. That is beast mode.
Hey, that boy is crazy. I mean, back to back, 100, not 100 plus yard games, 140 plus yard games. That is crazy. And today 3 touchdowns for this guy, man. I don't know how anybody could just, and I'm admit it, like I said, I'm one of those people that admit when certain things are wrong that I've said in the past, and everything, all my lives never get deleted. So if you see my lives, you guys can all go back. All the receipts are there. I was one of the ones that was advocating for people to get an extension, and Josh Jacobs and Cleve Farrell and Abrams was one of those people that I said to decline their 5th-year option and to wait till mid-season to see how they're doing. And as far as Waller, I was one of the advocates to pay him because I was thinking long term as far as Gesicki and Dalton Schultz and Dawson Knox and Travis Kelce are all gonna get deals soon. So I was thinking long term, which is still a good deal. I mean, they could easily trade that contract. That contract is pretty damn good. So and I was also an advocate to get Renfro an extension. So in all honesty, I just feel like Josh Jacobs is one of those guys that I don't think anybody should say we don't want him. You feel me?
To be fair, Eric, and salute to you, Primo. I think it's the first time I've met you, so nice to meet you on the live scene. In regards to Jacobs, you're not the only one. I mean, I don't recall any Raiders content creators saying that we should extend his contract. So it's one of those things where we're all happy that we're wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a good situation. Much like Amik Robertson, I'm happy with that to be. I mean, I was one of the loudest in the room to say, why the hell is he on a roster? He hadn't proven nothing up until the end of preseason, and he's starting to come along very nicely throughout the regular season. And I just made a point of, people were talking about like this secondary, was a little shaky, and the only one who stood out was Harmon. And I made the point that Amik wasn't noticed. So, again, it's one of those situations where we're all happy that the majority, if not everyone, is happy to be wrong about Josh Jacobs. You know what I'm saying?
Primo. And I actually remember saying that this morning on Andy's show. And something that I've been saying since the game ended, I 200 yards for Jacobs and 3 touchdowns. I was so
yeah, bro. I seen that too in the chat. I was like, bro, me and Van City is onto something right here.
There you go.
The way the game was going, I'm like,
so close.
I was like,
I love that he was balling out.
I was like, Vancini needs him to get like 80 yards. I need like maybe 6 more yards, but we knew Jacobs was gonna kill it today. And,
yeah.
I want to say, to point out, is it, how do you say your name? Avkasi?
Avkasi. Just think it rhymes with kamikaze.
Yeah. No, I think because even with our lives, we didn't bring that up either and I think it was because the way Josh McDaniels was shaping the roster, he traded Kenyon Drake. He then drafted Zamir White and then getting Sear McCormick and Brenton Brown. So we're like, okay, maybe he's planning for the future to let Jacobs go. So, why was it even something to discuss? But it's like you said, I think we're glad, like, hey, Raiders, you might need to think about picking that boy's contract up.
Somehow, somewhere.
Hey, I got somebody backstage real quick before we continue this conversation. He's one of the OGs of this. I consider him OG. And you guys should too. You see him all the way around, man. And I'm glad he's joining me again on the panel. It's been a very long time on my panel. All the way from For Life Raider Story, man. One of the guys that is Odyssey, one of the greatest souls out there, man. Especially if you go out there in Vegas. Our brother here, man, and you see him in the chat right here. Our brother Thor is in the building. What's good, Thor?
What up, baby? What up, buddy?
What's cracking?
Just getting back to the house, bro. Just getting back to the house. This ain't like most times we come home and just want to go to bed. You know what? I can stay up all night and talk Raiders shit, and I can watch Sports Center, and I can do all that shit this week. Yay!
I know, right? It feels good. Like I said earlier, the Raiders dictate my mood on Sundays or Mondays and Thursdays whenever they play. And when they win, I could just sleep, be like, we won, wake up, we still won, and on to next week, right? I don't like to go till next week until Thursday or Friday. That's when I usually jump on the next week to say I enjoy the next few days. You feel me? So, hey, I want to talk about this Waller situation, and I'll get what you guys want to say about this Waller situation. I'll give my point and then let you guys have the floor on this one. As far as Waller, this is what I'm gonna say about Waller, and I think clip it or whatever you want to do. This is coming from the SC experience himself, okay? With Waller, I personally think, right, he could be a trade pawn. I said could. I'm not saying guaranteed, but he could be one of those guys that may get a couple calls, right? But I think that we should want him back, and this is the reason being. Renfro had 3 fumbles in the first 2 games, and a lot of people were already calling for his head. He came back today and performed pretty damn good. I personally think, especially on some key points, right? So I'm not saying he played excellent, but he did play good enough to get us, the third and Renfro came back, right? Those certain things that he was making a lot of mistakes in the first couple of games. So if he deserves a chance, I want Waller to come back and prove to me that, hey, I do want to be here. I did have an injury, and I'm here and back better. If he comes back and shits the bed again, then it's like, okay, you know what? You look like you don't want to be a Raider, you know? But I want to give him that chance because we've been giving a lot of people chances, right?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
in all honesty, even though, even if we keep him, right, some people would be like, oh, fuck, Waller this, Waller that. But his contract is still pretty decent, like I said. And having him out there on the field playing like a level of 2020 and 2021 and 2019, that would be good. That would be good. But will we get that back? I don't know. Like, I can't dictate of where's his mindset, right? Does he want to be a Raider? Does he want to play football? What is going on? Is something bothering him? Or is it true that he is injured and he's just trying to take precaution? Like, we don't really know what the hell is going on with him, right? We can only see based on him being at the Padres game. Oh, shit, he's at the Padres game. What the fuck? Or him doing this and that. We can't go from behind the scenes. So I hope it's not too much. But I do hope he comes back and gets a shot. But if they do ship him out, do not be surprised. But I'm gonna let anybody take the floor on this one on Waller.
I'll go after you.
Can I give you something on that real quick? I love Waller, and I love Renfro too. But part of the thing to me that, and this might have been on coaching to some extent, and this is kind of how the league almost is in some instances. We saw in the preseason not a motherfucking starter play damn near, right? Except for Josh Jacobs. Well, I don't give a fuck. Some of these dudes, like, all right, maybe we know that Devontae Adams, certain players are going to be okay. But some motherfucking players might need some of that playing time. Like, you've been off, no matter if you're in shape or not. You haven't really, like, you can go to practice. We all know, whatever. Nothing's like a game situation. So even though the preseason's not 100% like a real, but you need to be out there running routes. You need just in real live situations. So maybe they needed some of that. So now after like 4 games, there's like Renfro starting to get a little better. Like, he struggled a little bit at the beginning. He had a little injury issue, whatever. But maybe they just needed some of that. And so now they're maybe starting to get in a little more. We still haven't seen a full game. Honestly, luckily for me, I bet the Raiders in the second half, because I was like, so far we've only played like solid halves. Well, the first half was shit offensively. We got 340 some odd million going to the offense, and they scored 10 points against the whack-ass Texans at home. So I was like, all right, the second half, we about to explode. I'm about to go fire on the Raiders. So I think that maybe they're starting to get into that because it's been 4 games or 5 games. And so they're starting to get into where they should be, hopefully, because even though we started like shit, the season's not over. If you can put a string of wins together, I mean, honestly, the whack-ass San Diego Chargers or LA or whatever the fuck they are, Chargers, them motherfuckers did what they did and didn't do shit again. Denver's still weak as fuck. Kansas City, they played the whack-ass hurt Niners. I mean, all right, whatever. We know how we played KC 2 weeks ago before our bye week. Even though we lost, we at their house right with them. Hey, get it together. Get it together now. It's getting together. It's getting there. The season not over. No, everyone was, and I was pissed off too, but I was far from giving away this season because we can string together some wins. And if we can play like the second half and people are starting to come into what they think, like what they should be, what we know they should be, then cool. I'm okay with that. So yes, give Waller some, let him be healthy. Let him be 100% healthy. And give him that. He's earned that shot at least. He's earned that shot at least. And if he's not going to do it now, well, Foster's doing okay. And figure it out from there. That's where I'm at with that, though. But for sure.
If I can just have a take after you, Thor. I wanted to quickly change what I was wearing because
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
I bought this jersey at the end of 2018, before 2019 started, because I liked what I saw when we first grabbed Waller in that first season. He showed some flashes, and for me, I was like, I see potential in this guy. I believed in him then, and I believe in him now. I haven't wavered from that belief. I mean, yes, it has been disappointing. We haven't gotten the production out of him for a little while now, whether it be injuries or whatever is going on off the field. But I think, like, when he does come back, and he will come back hopefully sooner rather than later. And I don't want to say this on camera, Raider Nation. Let's get behind our guy. Let's give him a chance. You know, he still has it in him. I mean, his stock and the confidence from Raider Nation has just fallen off a cliff, and some of it kind of rightly so. I mean, since that Titans game, it's just I've never seen a player who everyone was so high on just kind of dissipate so much, and then everything else that was going on, everyone's talking about let's get rid of him, Waller this, Waller that, and I get it, but at the same time, let's get behind our guy. He has it in him. When he gets back, I predict he's going to put it together and complete this offense. So I'm with you guys. Let's ride with Waller because I'm
all day, baby, all day. Let's go.
On that note, I got to bounce. Thanks for having me on the panel. Sorry to cut you off. You take care, guys. It's been a good victory for us. Let's keep the ball rolling. And Raider Nation for life. Win, lose, tie.
All day, baby. All day.
Peace.
All day. No, peace out, Avakazi.
Take care.
Yeah, I
What
think.
was that, Primus? Yep.
I was gonna say, I've been giving Waller a lot of crap. I've been even calling him the Darren McFadden of tight ends but it's because he has potential. I know he can be great. We've seen him, make some catches that's like, bro, he's a mismatch to linebackers, to safeties. You can put him anywhere, and he's gonna perform. And I think it's just frustrating because we want him to be out there. We want him to be out there because we know he makes our offense better. He does make our offense better. And to Thor's point, a lot of Raider fans gave me crap for this, but we should have started our starters or at least played them in the preseason.
A little bit.
I was not even saying like maybe not a lot. I was like a one drive wouldn't hurt. One drive wouldn't hurt. Because a lot of people want to throw during that 1-4 start. People wanted to throw out, it's Josh Daniels, new scheme, new regime. Like Carr needs time. This offense needs time. That's what the fuck preseason is for. Because it's like Thor said, game time and practice is two different things. You need to get ready for game day. And the preseason, you're going against other guys that are trying to knock your head off.
Yep.
Like you're not going against your own teammates. So it's very different. And people's like, well, what if Carr gets injured? I'm like, well, you can't think like that, because then that's how 1-4 happens. That's how 1-4 start happens. Look at what the Eagles did. They started all their starters, I believe, Jalen Hurts, and on the offense side of the ball. Now they're probably one of the best offenses in the league. I think a couple other teams, if I'm not mistaken, they started their starters.
Patrick Mahomes
played them. Patrick Mahomes, even the Chiefs played in the preseason. Look at the Chargers and the Broncos and the Raiders who didn't play their players in the preseason. We're all shitting the bed. Like that's what I think they needed to get up to game ready for the regular season, and also practice Josh McDaniels' play calling scheme. Because the first 5 games, I said they're not executing his play calls. We lost against the Chiefs because Renfro and Adams were not on the same page. We lost against the Titans because Derek Carr and Waller not on the same page. Same week 1 against the Chargers. It's all about them not. I think someone said in the chat that Carr looked today like he was on the same page with his offensive guys. But I was saying in the 4 losses, he wasn't. He wasn't on the same page. But how do you fix that? You start them in the preseason so they can be like, hey, maybe we could work on this better. We need to fix this better because this is what I've seen in the game. Game time. Practice is good. And that saying that Carl was saying, hey, you play as you practice. Yeah. But right now y'all are 1-4. So what? Y'all practicing shitty? Like that. That's what you basically saying. You practicing as a 1-4 team is what you're saying to me right now. And that's another reason why I was getting tired of the press conferences and excuses, because I'm like, now you guys want to get your shit together when you're kind of already in a deep, deep hole, because you not only you have 4 losses, they're 2 AFC teams in our conference, not only in our conference, our division. So now you gotta hope. Like I say, hey, can we go on a 6-game win streak? We can. We could very much possibly be in the race, but of course, one game at a time, as always. But let's
Yeah,
say we
sure.
get there. Let's say we get there, right? And these early games come and bite us in the ass. You know, these losses. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think next year, I think Josh McDaniels will play his starters.
Did you freeze?
I think you froze.
Hey, Primos, you froze. Oh, you froze. I think he froze. Yeah, he did freeze.
Can I chime in
Oh,
here?
there you go. There you go.
Waller?
Yeah. Wait, he's muted. Can you guys hear him? I can't hear you.
We lost you.
Yeah, we lost you. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear us?
I can't hear nothing.
Hey, Primos, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you, bro. Shut up.
Did he fix it? He didn't fix it.
Mm.
God.
Guerrero.
What were we gonna say, Van City? Go ahead.
I'm just gonna chime in here a little bit, and I'm gonna mirror
Yep.
Thor and Primos were saying. Thor, nice to meet you, brother. I don't think we've ever done this before.
Right on, bro, for sure.
With Waller, and I've been open and honest about this quite a bit in chats over the months that I've been here. Next month on the 9th of November, I celebrate Friday.
Hey, congratulations, brother.
I'm not saying it for congratulations. I mean, it is definitely the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. But my point is, in Waller's case, and it'll be the same situation if Mad Max goes down, okay? Because he's in sobriety, he's in recovery. That neck tattoo he recently got, that's actually the symbol for AA. If anybody didn't know that, that's the that's the big symbol for Alcoholics Anonymous. Anyways, they're in a boat where they're not able to take the same sort of, their healing process would be completely different to somebody who could take those other drugs and who could take those. They have to abstain from anything possible, otherwise it's going to mess with their lives. I understand that Waller's being paid $53 million and this, that, and the other thing. And it is frustrating. Don't get me wrong, because we all want him out there. We all want him out there on game days. We all want him. My one question, was he there today? I didn't see him.
I didn't see, the camera didn't point. Maybe he was, and they just didn't show him. I don't know. I have to get confirmation.
I believe I saw a video of him running routes on the practice field or on the field before the game, but that's an even worse look than he's already freaking been showing this year, man. If he be injured all you want, but you still got to be out there with your teammates, man. Like, I hope it was, because if it, like I said, if he wasn't, that's a bad look. Yeah. But yeah, if I like I said, I'm like 95% sure I saw him running routes on a Twitter video before the game. If we get him back for New Orleans, that'd be perfect timing. I mean, I think that our season this week was a must win for sure. If we win next week, we're right back in the middle of this thing. We're right back in the midst of it. I mean, New Orleans is going to be tough. The Superdome's a hard place to play, but I do believe that we can get the W, and it'd be nice to have Waller back for that game, because I also believe Waller's been pretty productive against the Saints. So let's just hope that he'll suit up next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts. Let me give a shout out to all the people that came in here. There's more people coming on in. Shout out to Michael Guerrero up in the building. Cool Kevin, my brother. All Lies on G is up in the building. Tubi joined us. What's good, man? Good to see you. Vic Sacramento, what's good? Good to see you. Black Trunks Podcast, what's good, brother? Let me see who else in here. Lonnie, what up, sis? Long time no see. What's good, Lonnie? Good to see you. Hope all is well. She says, let's fucking go, nation. You already know my phone tripping. It's all good, Primos. My thing is on Waller's availability. He could be in the top 3 tight end. He has a lot of potential, man, and that's what I'm saying. And I'll make another point about that too. Just one, baby. Shout out to Circus Raider. Thank God we didn't lay an egg in this game. The ref was still a bitch though. With all those penalties. Shout out to Circus Raider. What's good, brother? This dude doesn't go out there support the team, even he's not get rid of him. I think he was out there, because I did hear that what Van City said, that he was there before the game, like running routes. So
I'm pretty
I
sure
got you pretty much right now.
field before the game.
Yeah, so I think he'll be fine. I'll try to find the video, and then I'll put it when I go live again. People in the chats were saying that he was on the field during warmups. I didn't see him on the sidelines. Yep. So who knows, right? Let me see. I didn't see him. No. Was Waller on the sideline? We'll see. Let me see. Let me actually look
So
it up
maybe
right now.
somewhere in the stands. Maybe he was somewhere in the stands sitting in a box or something. Because like I said, I'm about 97% sure that I saw him running routes on the field before the game.
Yeah. Oh, he was. Here we go. Here's the confirmation. Yeah, let me give you guys. Why is it loading? What the hell? Hold on, give me a second. I'm sharing my screen right now in a bit. Let me refresh this. Damn, what's up my? Hold on, give me a second. I'm sorry. Damn it. Okay, it's technical difficulties, but I'll put it on screen right now. Shout out to Ghost Sniper as well. Yeah, I agree, but we also got to call out. Is Josh playing? Wait, is Josh play calling his Cards game and KC game? Was gotta ask what you doing as well. Wait, did I read that right? Yeah, I agree, but we also gotta call it.
Yeah,
Is Josh
I agree
play
with that.
calling this?
So
Yeah,
Josh play calling has been awful. I mean, you know, I understand people are frustrated at Waller too. I do, but you know what, man? He's a Raider. I'm frustrated with Derek Carr. Everyone knows that always. But you know what? He's a Raider. He's our quarterback. So I need him to be great. I need Waller to be great. Waller can be great.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna support. I'm gonna support him because he's our
Yeah.
dude right now. He's our number one tight end and could be, if he's out there and healthy and doing what he should be doing, one of the top tight ends in the league, bar none. So let's support and show love to you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, again, so it's we're 2-4. That sucks. We should be at least 4-2 right now. Whatever. 3-3, 4-2. But you know, it's a lot of season left, man. Let's go. Let's just go out there and get wins. Let's support our guys, man. To some extent, man. People get mad at me for bashing Carr. Get mad at people for bashing Waller. Get mad at people for bashing the defense. Get mad at people for whatever. But we Raiders, man. We got to stand by our guys too. To some extent, you got to stand by your guys too. So stand by Waller like you stand by Derek Carr. Stand by Waller like you stand by Abrams or Avery or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it is what it is, man. We won today. Everyone should be happy. To me, there's no need in bashing people when we're Raider fans like that. Like, go get it, Waller. Be that dude again. Because he can be, and we need him to be.
Yep. So here's all lies, fucking all lies. SC doesn't hate Carr now, Bowling. Yeah, I'm not one of those guys that come after DC. I'm not very critical of DC like others, but I do be critical sometimes. But I do hate Mullen. Trayvon Mullen could go shit himself. Anyways, but here's Waller before the game running routes. This is the confirmation. That's Waller right there.
Nice.
I think he's the one on the bottom, on the lower. That's him running. So he is. Hey, I mean, he looks. I mean, hey, he's running,
Yeah.
right? That's a positive. So he was.
Surprised that we played next week.
Yep. So he was out there.
Right.
So that gives confirmation 100% that he was out there. That was before the game right there. As you see right there, he's on the bottom. I think he's on the bottom one, and I think that's Moreau on the top. Not sure. Anyways, but yeah, Trayvon Morrick is trash. Oh god damn. Yeah, he hasn't had the best of weeks. I mean, I don't think he's trash. He has a lot of potential too, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, right?
Just don't put him in man, and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't put him in man, and he'll be fine.
The hamstring injury looks very brutal.
He's kind of getting fucked by Patrick Graham. I was gonna say Paul Gunther, but Patrick Graham.
I know, right?
Putting him against tight ends man to man, bro, is not it. We seen him. Yeah. What the reason why we said he could, we got our safety of the future, which I'm kind of still hesitant. Second year, I still want to give him some time, is because he played that free safety position, that roamer in the back end. Now that they're like moving him to play more man to man, I don't think that's his strength. And playing him at his weakness, and I think they're just expecting him to grow in that area. And I'm like, he's failing more than he's succeeding, and it's like you got to try to help him out somehow. Like, and the thing is, a lot of Houston basically did what that KC did against him. They did a pick play that he got burned down the sideline by the tight end, and Yasin didn't pass it off. Trayvon didn't pass it off. And it's like they're knowing his weakness. His weakness is those pick plays. And I'm saying you got to get him out of man to man, or he's just gonna get eaten alive all season.
Yeah, and about that whole Patrick Graham stuff, what I don't like about Patrick Graham, it kind of sucks that I think this way, but it's been true the past few weeks, is that when I see Patrick Graham have his players play a little bit back, I know automatically it's gonna be a couple yards for the. I don't know if that's something bad to think of, or to predict, but it's been true. Every time he's played back, they've gotten first downs like it's nothing. Right today, we seen with Rock Yasin playing like 10 yards back, and all they needed was 6 yards to get a first down. He did a slant straight up the middle and got a first down, right? So it's just the little things like that I don't really, agree with. But I mean, hey,
and I say this, SC, if you know that, imagine what the offense is thinking, the opposing offense,
Yeah, I was the PG's biggest supporter this offseason too. Just disappointing. Yeah, a lot of people thought he was gonna be better than what he's been. But hey, they're starting. We need the defense to gel as well as the offense. I mean, when you're like the 31st less spent defense, like spending, how do you want to call it? Like spending on your defense statistic, whatever you call it. You guys get what I mean?
The most money spent.
He wouldn't be. They wouldn't. Right. For them to give us the production they have, it's good enough.
Right. So let me say to that's a great point. That's one of my most valid points there. So if you spend $340 million on your offense and you don't spend hardly anything on your defense, how can you blame the defense? Now, if we got Mad Max and we got, I guess, Chandler Jones there, and say you throw whoever in the middle, throw like an Aaron Donald or someone in your offensive line, and then you say you pay $20 million to get what's his name from the Rams, the cornerback, and you get
Jalen Ramsey.
And you got all this money on the defense, and then the D ain't doing shit, then be mad at them. But when you spend all that money on offense and you only got 10 points and a half, but we exploded in the second half. We should be doing that in full games. That's all. But we did that shit when we needed to. And so I'm happy about. So maybe the offense is starting again. Like I said, preseason shit, whatever. I feel like if this offense really starts rolling, your defense gives up 20 points. This offense needs to be scoring 30 plus a game. This is like the first game we've scored over 30. The other game we did, I want to say the D had a touchdown there too. So this is the first real game our offense put up 31 because our defense had a touchdown this game. Because in my fantasy, my main league, I started our defense, and I'm really happy about that when they got the touchdown, right? The pick six. So if you're spending all that money on offense has to be scoring points. You can't blame no money defense, and you can blame Grandma you want, but he got a couple of decent dudes. Obviously, Mad Max is the fucking monster, but outside of that, and I mean, he's a third round pick or some shit, right? He's not like, he didn't come in as this big name dude. So if you got all these big name dudes on defense and they ain't doing shit, well then fuck them. The defense is horrible. But when you ain't got no money there, and they're adequate enough every single game, and even in the losses, and I don't want to bring that shit up, our offense had the ball with a chance to score to win the game.
Yeah.
Well, let's do it now. It can all turn around right now. Let's go. I heard someone say 12-4. There's 17 games, so yes, but 13-4 now. Let's win. Let's beat the Saints. I don't want to look ahead. I don't want to go that far. Beat the Saints. Get to 3-4.
I totally agree with what Thor's saying, and I think it was Ben on his show earlier that was talking about, and then it was Raid actually yesterday. Last night, Raid was in a live with Raider Ray and Pharaoh, and he was talking about how we invested almost $500 million in our offense. And other than the 153 mil that we paid Mad Max to extend him and the Chandler Jones contract, we didn't spend any money on defense.
Right.
How I think we're 32 in the league on money spent on defense.
Mhm.
And how are you coming out here and expecting these guys to perform at a level that we need them to perform at when there's no, we signed 1 year rentals at $5-6 million a year. What are we gonna do? How do we, I think we have pieces. I think Merrig's gonna. I hope Merrig, turns into a great free safety. Rocky Astin, we need a defensive tackle. You guys, like been called ET for 6 months now. I'm pretty sure, Eric, you would remember this when we were in the middle of the off season and everybody was telling me to calm down, but I was saying, this defense still scares me. This defense still scares me. This defense still scares me. And everybody was telling me to chill. I was like, no, you guys, we haven't spent any money on this defense. How are we supposed to stop other teams when we've only given out a $53 million contract? That's it.
No, I feel that my overall view of this, right? As much as I want to continue saying it's the 30-second spent or whatever, it's a valid thing. But for me, it's kind of like there's certain things that could be adjusted, right? With Patrick Graham, when he plays far back, it's obviously gonna be there's gonna be room for mistakes there, right? There's gonna be a lot of mistakes made, right? And we've seen it continuously, right? Something that he lacks a little is putting certain players in certain positions that there shouldn't be, right? When you got people like, I seen one time Max Crosby go against the slot wide receiver. Like, what type of deal is that? Like, you can't be doing stuff like that, right? Chandler Jones going back, playing coverage and stuff like that. There's just certain things where I have a problem with, and that's just coaching, right? The red zone defense that we got has allowed the most touchdowns, like one of the most in the bottom half. I did a video on it. So in all honesty, that's why I've been and a lot of you guys know, right? Everybody has a channel, right? Everybody's got their different perspectives and stuff like that. And when it comes to the whole car topic, right? It's a very split between the middle. As much as we don't want to say it, it is. Different points of views, all valid reasons. But for me, I'm the guy to say that, if we give, how do I say this? I want to say it right. I don't want to sound dumb because I know people like clipping. When you look at what Patrick Graham does, right? He's got so much potential and better what he's doing, right? With the Giants right now with Martindale, they're playing way better than what they did with Patrick Graham, right? And that's just because of scheme. And I feel like a lot of these players that we got don't fit the scheme, if you know what I mean, right? With Trayvon Merrick, he was really good in that cover 3 single high because that's what he was built on at TCU, right? He's one of those perfect examples. So that's why he's a little bit struggling on that, 2 high safeties, him trying to take over Anthony Averett and stuff like that. Like if you look at that one touchdown on the left side of the field, I forgot who scored it on this, right? Trayvon Merrick was supposed to take care of the receiver, right? But there was a little miscommunication between Anthony Averett that was playing the flats and Trayvon Merrick there. And you see a lot of that, right? So it's just communication at the end of the day. And I think that starts with coaching, right? People got to get on the same page. People have to do that. And I think the defense has a lot more potential than what they're showing right now, right? They're like 27th ranked, 26th, 28th right now. They're like bottom half in red zone defense and stuff like that. That could easily switch over if they just, gel a little bit more, if you know what I'm talking about, right? With Chandler Jones, I think he's the only overpaid guy that hasn't done too much, right? Chandler Jones got paid a lot. I think we got a little bit robbed there because he hasn't shown up too much. And I get it. Some people say, hey, if you look at the film, he's containing, he's doing what he's supposed to do. But when you really look at it, it looks like he's not giving his 100% effort, right? That could be age. That could be him getting money. At the end of the day, the guy's gonna be a Hall of Famer, believe it or not, right? But I
Right.
think he's just in that tail end of his career at this point of what I've seen from film. And I don't know if you guys agree on me with Chandler Jones, but I think Chandler Jones is the most expensive defensive player that we got right now, if I'm not mistaken. And he's been the less productive one. And those things have to change, right? So overall, I just think that if we tweak a little bit of things, which we will, we'll be even better than what we displayed today,
Hey,
believe it or not, right?
we gonna be on for a second? Can I go grab another beer?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. I got about 20 minutes. Yep.
One
For real.
something that I've thought about a little bit too, though, and I don't know. Mid this week, Dave Ziegler spoke for I think it was like a 20-minute interview with JT the Brick, and he was talking about how they had to clean up a 4-year mess. And I mean, you look at the missed draft picks, and you miss it. You look at this, and you look at that. I mean, Gruden and Mayhawk did land Hall. They did land Mad Max. They did land Pro, but particularly in the early draft, they really shit the bed. I honestly think that Ziegler this upcoming offseason, your number one move is you got to figure out how Josh Jacobs wears silver and black next year. You got that done. You get that out of the way, and then it's defense.
I agree with you, Van City. You know, I think coming into the season, and I don't know, I said this in my pregame with my primo natural Nate. Did people expect our defense coming into the season to be top 15? Because I didn't, and it was exactly the point you brought out. We didn't spend no money besides paying Chandler Jones, but other than that, where did the money go to? It went to the offensive side of the ball, not to the defense. That's where I was like, oh, this defense is going to be probably shitting the bed a lot. So 30-second of red zone doesn't surprise me. What surprises me is we're not getting blown the fuck out. That's what's surprising me. Because our four losses is 7 points or less. And I'm like, for as suspect as the defense has been against the Chargers, the way our offense was playing, we should have got blown out. Against the Cardinals, they kept, I think that was a team blow. Defense, offense, they both just choked it. That's a team choke right there. Against the Titans, the defense, you come out poorly in the first half, but they then kept us in the game in the second half. And I was like, man, this offense, if they would just got it together, they could have won the game. Against the Chiefs, bro, going into that game, I'm like, bro, we're going to get fucking blown out on national TV. And we don't. Now, did they give up 30 points to Chiefs? Yeah, but the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Last year, the Chiefs scored 40 burgers on us twice. Like, I want people to remember that. This defense, I think someone said it earlier in the chat, Patrick Graham is doing good enough for what he has. I'm like, yes, but could it be better? It could. But where's the money lie when it comes to the team? The money lies on the offense. And I think Josh McDaniels and Ziegler built this offense to outscore other teams. I think they went into the season like our defense is going to be suspect. We might have to outscore teams, go 30 plus. And you would say, well, the offense can't go out there 30 plus. Well, why not? They have the talent to do it. They have Devontae Adams. They have Josh Jacobs. They have Hunter Renfrow. They have Derek Carr, one of the best accurate passers. I don't want to get into that debate because people would say I'm a Carr hater. I'm just critique. I'm going based off what I'm seeing on game day. He's not like how he's not accurate most of the times. Does he make the throws? Hey, today was a hell of a throw. I don't know about you guys. That was a hell of a throw to Matt Collins in the end zone. I gave all props to DC for that. But my point is this offense was built to score more than 28 points a game. That's the way we expected this offense to score 28 points a game. We didn't expect this defense to keep us in games as they've been doing this entire season. I've been expecting this defense to be 32nd, dead last, giving up maybe 30 plus points, like 400 yards, because Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, people was like, they're going to be a dynamic duo. I'm like, not really if our corners are getting beat on the line like in 2 seconds, which I'm afraid we are going to get beat. we're going to get beat off the line, which it has shown in the season. So I agree with Man City. Next season, Ziegler, you got to focus on keeping Jacobs and revamp that defense. Because I feel like you have your
Yeah.
offense. You got your offense set. You got Waller locked up. You got Renfro locked up. Adams is locked up. Derek Carr is locked up. Who knows? Because I said this. If we keep losing, guys, Ziegler's the way he structured that contract with Carr, like, I don't know. That quarterback position can be we got to see how the season finishes, because Carr can be gone for nothing. But we got to see how the season finishes. But like I said, his offense is set. You got to focus on revamping that defense. And then go ahead.
Oh no, go. Sorry.
I was gonna say, once you revamp the defense, bro, this team can be scary.
Amen, Primos.
See, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because I like these debates, right? And I like having these conversations at the end of the day. Um, this is where I have a problem with certain things like that, right? Your takes, you got good reasons, but here's the thing: why does it always have to be on the quarterback's shoulder? That is just my question, right? That's not how it shouldn't be, right? The best teams that play are both sides of the football, right? You see teams like the Bills, they're great on defense, great on offense. You see teams like the Chiefs, their defense is actually playing better than what we expected, and their offense is, a powerhouse, right? You going on the opposite end on the NFC, right? The Rams aren't playing too good, but they have a good defense after all. On paper, they haven't been producing their offense as well. It looks good on paper. What's another team? The Bucks. Tom Brady looks like a decline. But what I'm saying is, why do we always have to put it on Carr's shoulders? And then when Carr fucks up, we put it on Carr, when in reality, the way a team should be built is both ways. It shouldn't be built. This team has to be scoring 30. This guy has to score 30 plus points or we ain't winning. Then at that point, it's like, is it really a team sport at that point, right? Are we playing tennis out here one-on-one, right? So that's where I want to play devil's advocate. My question to you is, why do we always have to put it on Carr's shoulder? As far as not,
you're right. Yeah, you're perfectly right. And I wouldn't put it on Carr because you're right. That's unfair to him. And I think today's game showed we don't have to put it on Carr's shoulder. You could hand it off to Jacobs. You could get some of the other guys involved. It doesn't have to be on Carr's shoulders. And I think the problem for me was I knew I didn't want it to be on Carr's shoulders, but Josh McDaniels wanted it to be on Carr's shoulders. And that's where my problem was, like, really with the play calling and the offense. Like, Derek Carr's a game manager, and a lot of people don't like that saying. He's a game manager. He will manage the game if you let him be. But if you put it in his hands to make 50 pass attempts a game and run the ball like 18 times, that's not gonna work. Like, you don't want to put it on his shoulders, like you said, Eric. And I agree with that. I don't want to put it on Derek Carr's shoulders. I want to get him help. And the run game is the best way to help a quarterback out. The run game is a quarterback's best friend. It opens up play action. It sets up screen passes. And the thing is, Josh McDaniels play calling, I'm like, bro, get the pressure off of Derek Carr. You are putting too much pressure on Derek Carr. And then, back to this defense, you're right. And that's why I said this defense is going to worry me, because we need a defense to stop. We got the Chiefs. We got the Chargers. We got the Broncos. We expect the Broncos to have a pretty good offense. We didn't expect it to be the shit show it is this season. But
I did. I did. I told everyone the donkeys were going to be crap.
And I just want to answer Vic Sacramento said, "What kind of fan am I to expect our defense or us to get blown out, bro?" It's because I seen it in the past where we had shitty defenses where it looked like offenses were having practice on us out there. I became a Raider fan really starting watching my Raiders and diving in 2011, and that was during the Jason Campbell times, and I was seeing horrible defenses where our defense was bottom ranked every single year. It felt like we did nothing to upgrade our defenses. So for me, that's why I'm like, when I see this defense, I see it can only get better. Does it need to get better? Definitely. But coming into the season, I was so worried about this defense. And I was like, it's not fair. Like, can the offense win us games? They can. But like I said, I was being sarcastic, by the way, guys, saying 30 points. Like, because that's not being realistic. 30, this ain't Madden, 30 points is not easy. This is the NFL. 30 points ain't easy. But to go out there and be like, hey, Derek Carr, Devontae, whole offense, y'all got to score 30 points a game for us to win. It's like you said, SC, that's not fair, bro. Like, but then coming into the season where our defense has gave up, 24 to the Chargers, 23 to the Cardinals. I don't count that fumble return. Then they gave up 24 to the Titans. They kept teams, I always say, in a winnable score points, if that makes sense. Points is what kills us, not yardage. We could look at the yardage, and the red zone kills us. I'm not even going to excuse that. When they get in the red zone, that's when I'm like, our defense is we're fucked. Because our defense is 32nd. Once they get in the red zone, we're fucked. But our offense is both sides of the ball is basically what I'm saying. The red zone for both sides, they are terrible. Red zone offense, red zone defense, terrible. We got a lot of things to fix. Defense, and that's why I say when people ask me, well, do you think Carr's the main problem? He's not the main problem. I don't even think he's part of the problem. Maybe he does need a bit more help. Offensive line, we've seen it in 2016. He had he got sacked 6-7 times that year, I believe. He had good protection. Give him a solidified offensive line that protects him, and get him a defense that gets turnovers. Yeah, our defense was bad in that year, but they got turnovers. They gave Carr the ball back. That's what I want this defense to do, but I want to see them go out there and hold people under 24 points a game. So I agree with Eric. That's my take on it. I'm all
I love what you said there, Primos. I do, and I'm with you almost 100%. But I do. I know what you say. It's not realistic to expect. I do expect that because goddamn, we have too many weapons and we spent too much goddamn money on the offense. That I fuck that shit. I want 30 plus points. I know. I don't care. Like we have too much offense, and to me, was perfect. Like. Run the fucking ball. Run the ball. I'm old school. I don't know. I have no idea how old you are, but I feel like
I'm 23
older.
by the way. Like I said, I just came in 2011.
Okay,
That's when I started watching.
So I'm old. I'm old. I'm 48. And I've been a Raider fan my whole life, born and raised. And I remember when we had great D. And I know the last 20 years of crap ass defense. But you know what? When you spend all your money on one, or not all, but the majority of your money on one set. Yes, I do expect that. I don't care that it sounds crazy. Motherfucking go out there. And to me, it's as simple as like today. You run the ball because, like you said, and this is a true ass fact, running the ball is a quarterback's best friend. When you can run the ball and you can set up. So today, honestly, I felt like today shocked the shit out of me because to me, our team has been so predictable all the time. And today I'm like, oh, run. And boom, play action. I'm like, yes, play action. And it's hitting for 12 yards down the field in the first down. And when you run the ball, you can set that play action up. And then Derek Carr can be who I believe too. Derek Carr is not a superstar. He's a game manager. But if you run the offense right like that, he can boom and he can hit Devontae for 12. And he can hit, and then he does have the ability to make a great throw here and there. And make that great throw. And you know what? You got to make them big chances count. And they did that today. And you know what? Do that more often. Do that. Continue to do that. I'm praying to God we continue to do that because I really do feel like we can go on a big run if we together right like that and run the ball and go play action and play be more man, be a more like real ass football. Like I saw someone in the comments way back mentioning something about the trick plays. I'm so sick of that bullshit trick plays.
Yeah, I'm sick of that shit.
Yeah,
too.
me too, bro. Me too.
Damn ball and go play action and go down people's throats, man.
Yeah.
And if we do that, I feel like we could easily score 30 points a game.
I was gonna say, Thor. Sorry to cut you off, but Thor, I say that because the one that Hunter ran, you guys, when Hunter was wide open, I'm assuming you guys remember that play. That was a play action play. And if you guys watch defense, we were running the ball so well. This defense bit on it. And that's what caused Hunter Renfrow to get wide open. That's why I say, bro, Josh McDaniels, run it, play action. Run it, play action. Like, bro.
Just do that. I want to give a quick shout out to the people in here, and I got somebody backstage too. Let me give a shout out to Mexico. Shout out from Mexico. He says, shout out to Mexico. Rod Gas, my brother. Good to see you. I hope all is well. Let me see who else is there. Raider Takeover was good. Good to see you. Let me see. Ozzy, I got you right now. I see you backstage right now, brother. I got you right now. Shout out to Queen Raiderette. What up? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Laker Nation was good. Good to see you. Reese Rock was good. Hopefully everybody had a blessed weekend. I know I'm having a blessed ass day because we won, right? Just win, baby, at the end of the day.
That's it.
Shout out to everybody up in here. The Raider room was good. You guys think the regime would actually let Jacobs walk? No, I think they'll give him a contract. It's up to Jacobs if he wants to walk. That's in my opinion. The pitch to Carr was beautiful. Don't at me. Hey, it was low key, right? We best when we run facts. And I got somebody backstage, man, from the land down under as well, man, just like Avakazi. He's over there as well. My brother here. You got Avakazi and you got Ozzy. What's good, Ozzy? Good to see you, brother.
Good, man. Good to see you, man. I thought I'd jump on for a few minutes. Yeah, I'm happy we got the win, man. And it's good. It's a good win too. Like the defense scoring that pick six at the end was nice. I just wanted to kind of like piggyback off what Thor and stuff was saying. Why I love our offense to put up 30 points a game. We should be doing that against like teams that are like middle of the pack defenses and below. But anything that's like a top 10 defense, I just don't see us putting up 30 on teams like that. Like Buffalo, for example, is a good example. Right, they got a really good defense, right? So I don't see us putting 30 points, even with like even the Chiefs have a hard time putting 30 points against the Bills at times. So it's like teams like that have good defenses. It's a bit harder. I still expect us to score like 20 to 24 points maybe against teams like that.
Quick question. Anyone know where the Niners defense is ranked? I hate the Niners with all my heart.
I think they're number one. At least I'm going based off what the commentators said. They said they were number one. And the Chiefs.
The Niners defense. And what did Kansas City do to them today? I don't even know, but I know they put up well in the
44
40s
points.
Damn Chiefs, bro. They crazy.
And so our defense only gave up whatever. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I hear you.
I get where you're coming from. It's just hard to do it every game, though.
Yeah.
But our offense should be putting up points like that. To me, that's all.
I was saying. I
agree with you to a point. I agree to a point.
Yeah, I can understand Thor's frustration because coming into the season, based off what we saw last season, we expected this offense to be better than last season. And if I'm being honest, the first 5 games, our offense was worse than last season. And
I agree.
Play calling, was it, who was it? We didn't know. I was thinking it's play calling. Like I said, play calling because you're putting the ball in Carr's hands. Or we seen last season, the reason why we got into the playoffs, it was balanced attack. Run the ball and let Carr be a game manager. And Josh McDaniels didn't do that. And today he did that, and hopefully he learns from it. And but I gotta agree with Ozzy. Teams that have top 10 defense, we're gonna need a good defense because if our offense is scoring 20 points, hey, you're gonna need a defense to bail you out. Hey, defense wins championships. That I'm not ignoring that. We need to build our defense.
100% on that.
Yeah, well, most of the time, top 10 defenses hold teams to like 20, 24 points. So, or less.
I said, it was little things for the offense, and they're starting to get it going. Now I'm just hoping the defense cleans up a little things because they're little things. When you really break it down, it's like, okay, what happens if we end up getting a good DT? Now we have somebody up the middle. It's going to make it easier for the edges, right? Oh, what happens if we stop playing this 10 yards back and we start doing what we're supposed to and we get Nate Hobbs back? Well, how is it going to look, right? If they get on the same page as communication, what happens then, right? It's just little things as far as both sides of the ball, right? But what we're supposed to do is blow out teams that we're supposed to, like today, right? But I think what would make a huge difference is just one position. And it sounds crazy, but I think if you get a good DT, that defense will take the next step forward, a very next step forward. Yeah. And that's all you need, right? And Raider Takeover, to answer you real quick, brother, I know it's not a question, but just to clarify this, y'all do know Josh has 7 rings, right? He has 7 rings as an offensive coordinator, not a head coach. That is the difference. As a head coach, he's never been proven. He's been proven to lose as a head coach. That's the difference between them. And Bill Belichick deserves a lot of credit for that, and Tom Brady. Even though we hate both of them, they deserve a lot of credit up there. But you do have to give Josh McDaniels a little bit of credit on the he was the offensive coordinator, but they were winning without him when he wasn't offensive coordinator, right? But obviously, like I said, all we need is a DT. I don't know if they're gonna make a move at the trade deadline. It's right around the corner, but I would hope so. But this regime is not known for doing that. But we'll see what happens, right? We're getting some compensatory picks. I know some of you guys heard with Mariota playing all those snaps, it's up to a
Fourth
fourth
rounder.
rounder for him. We got 2 6-rounders coming in from the other players we gave up. So in total, 2 6-rounders and a fourth. So we're stacking those up, right? So in all honesty, we got a lot of things to work with, right? We got some pawns on the team. You know, you guys, some people consider Waller one. And another guy's on the team. Also, some draft picks. So at the end of the day, we'll see what they do, right? Because this regime is one of those regimes that they stay quiet, they low in the grass, and then one moment will pop up on Twitter. The Raiders have traded, and you're like, oh shit, what the fuck, right? Who thought Adams would have been worth the first and the second, right? Who would have known that we would have done that to Rock Yassin and Yannick Ngakwe, right? Who would have known? Like, there's just multiple things that they just did it out of the bloom, right? So that's why I'm just waiting. I just feel like there's something brewing. And every time I said that, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything or flex. But every time I said something's brewing, something ended up happening. So hopefully something's brewing, right? You feel me? So we'll see what happens, right?
Just to piggyback off what you were saying, man, about the DT. I agree about DT being the most important one, but then the second most important to me is the coverage linebacker. Because I feel like we need a linebacker that can cover guys like Kelsey. Because Kelsey killed us in that Chase game, man. And it was all mostly in the red zone, too.
What's crazy is that Jayon Brown was
in the red zone.
Jayon Brown was brought here for that, and he was not healthy for the Chiefs game. So you could take it how you want it with that, but
yeah,
Jayon Brown was
how he pans out. But
yeah,
I feel like
because Diablo, he ain't good at coverage. Let's keep it a stack. Diablo's not good at coverage, but he is good at run stop.
I just feel like we need a Devin White or someone like that. Someone young that we can bring up as a coverage linebacker.
No, I'm not going to discount his rings, but I am saying that he is a proven offensive coordinator. Like a proven offensive coordinator. But when it comes to head coaching, he hasn't been proven there. It's like a clean slate, right? Because it's a different thing. Same thing with Brian DeBoer. Look at what he's doing with the Giants. I mean, he was a offensive coordinator for the Bills. He went over there as a head coach, and I mean, the Giants are doing pretty good, in my opinion, which is surprising.
I'm just gonna interrupt you, SC. I'm probably gonna hop off now because I've got a bad head to work. So thanks for letting me on there, man.
For sure. Hey, thank you for coming on, brother. Have a good one.
You too, brother. Cheers. I'll be listening in the chat though. Cheers, man.
Yep. I appreciate that, brother. He said SC went Mufasa metaphor on it. Nah. But yeah, like I said, it's been little things. It's been a difference. We would have been undefeated right now if we fixed the little things, right? Let's just say, let's play what if, right? What if we ran the ball the first game more than what we did, right? What if Waller caught those 2 passes in the Cardinals game? What if, it's just like these little things that would make a win, a loss into a win, right?
If ifs were fifths, we'd all be drunk, baby.
I know, right?
There's nothing we can do now. We 2-4. Hey, Eric, you gonna join our Raider Nation drinking club?
I seen, man. Well, we'll see, man. I'll be up there in Vegas, hopefully for the Niner game. That's probably where I'll be.
That's hella far from now, bro.
I know, right?
By then
I'll probably go sooner.
By then you'll be ready.
Ben.
By then you'll
be
ready.
You already go, man. We'll see. But yeah, man. So, before we head on out, I want to hear both of your guys' overall of the game. Like overall, if you want to give flowers, if you want to talk about something, I'm gonna give you guys the floor. I'm gonna first start off with Thor. Thor, give me your overall thing, and then right after, let them know where they could find you.
All right, for sure. You know what? I'm ecstatic, man. I'm ecstatic. We got to win. We are a 7-point favorite. I'm not even worried about that. All I'm saying is we needed to win by hook, by crook. No win counts more than any other, but we needed to just win this game. Today in the parking lot, JT the Brick, the homie, he's good, great people. He's also part of the Raider Nation Drinking Club. First thing I walked in the parking lot, he's like, Thor, what's up, baby? And he's like, Thor, man, we winning today. I said, of course. You know why? Because they run the ball, we run the ball. We got Derek Carr. And I'm like, who the fuck is our quarterback again? Brett Mills or some shit like that? If Derek Carr can't beat that dude, then whatever. So to me, it was like, is Derek Carr against Brett Mills? You got to win that. I don't care. We're at home. I don't care how you find a way to win. We won impressive in the second half. We won impressive in the first half was a little rusty, but we won impressive in the second half. I'm ecstatic. I feel like we're ready to go on a decent run here. The Saints, New Orleans is tough. I've been there twice to road games, and it's a great place to go to. And it's a really hard place to play, but I think we can win that game, and then we'll deal with Jacksonville. And I don't even want to go down the whole whatever schedule, but beat the Saints, and I feel like we're ready to go on a decent run, man. And today gave me a little. I felt like it's starting to come together. It's starting to come together. That's all, and I'm ecstatic. That's that. I'm happy. Let's be happy. Raider Nation, we won.
I know, right? I know, right? And where can they find you, man? Let them know. Let them know, Thor.
You know what, man? You can find me everywhere, man. You can find me all around, man. You know, honestly, I haven't even been on YouTube in a while, but and part of it is because the team's just been depressing. But we won today. You know, normally I come home after games or wherever I'm at, and I'm just like, man, I don't want to go to bed. Today I'm like, man, I can watch Sports Center. Oh shit! So Eric's on. Let me see if I can hop on real quick. And I'm like, I'm up. I'm happy. So you can find me. I know Terrence just threw for life, whatever. Honestly, I don't even hardly be on there anymore. I don't know when I'll be on again. To be honest, other than I just happen on people's shit here and there. So you know, I'm around, and you find me in the parking lot in the J lot of every home game.
J lot. There you go.
Find me in Jacksonville in 2 weeks. I'm not going to be able to make the Saints game. I'm sad about that. You know, shit comes up, but I might be in Jacksonville. So if you out there, look for us, baby.
There you go. There you go. J Lot. That's what's up
right there. I'm going to be out there week 15 against the Patriots game in Vegas.
Out here?
Yeah.
All right. Find us in the J Lot, baby.
I'll be out in the J Lot.
There you go, man. And Primos, let them know, bro. Let them know. What's your overall take in this game, and then where they can find you?
So overall take, running the football. That's our offense. I think that's our identity. We talked about what is the offense's identity. Our identity is we're a running football team. If we have a balanced attack, we're gonna win football games. This offense can go crazy, and I think, and under the radar, I would say for this offense is be on the lookout for that DC-DA connection. We talked about it. We've been waiting, like, man, when is it gonna take off? Even though they didn't have a touchdown, they didn't connect on a touchdown today. They was hooking up on some clutch plays that we needed them to, get a first down or, whatever. They have that connection. It seems, it never left. I feel this offense can just get better. I think against the Saints, we run the football. It's got to be the same key. You got to establish the run and let Derek Carr pick that defense apart. And defense, continue getting turnovers. I would like to see more sacks, but hey, get those turnovers when they come to you. That's my highlight. And like Thor said, bro, let's just enjoy this win. That's all that matters at this point. Let's enjoy the win, Raider Nation. And you guys can find us as Terrence puts in the chat, that link, Raiders Primos. That's our channel. We also have an Instagram, which is Raiders Primos. You can find us there. Hey, we're at over getting close to 150 subs, so we're just trying to grow this channel. Thank you, SC, for having me on to represent us. But yeah, bro, I'm so excited, and we're gonna get ready for the Saints. Let's go kick some Saints ass.
Of course, man, of course. And for me, you guys are here, and if you're new and you're listening and you're like, let me give this a try. Let me listen in. If I want to subscribe, hey, you can. And if you don't like it, it's all fine. There's a bunch of Raider content creators out there that have different opinions than me and similar opinions as well. So at the end of the day, there's a variety for everyone, right? So shout out to everybody, man. For me, overall, this game, I like that we won convincingly. That we should have on paper and we did on the field. Besides that, I do see a lot of things starting to gel, and we just need another week against the Saints. The Saints is going to be one of those matches when I get to it. It's they're going through a little bit of trouble over there as well in paradise over there. But besides that, we got to continue what we're doing. The Raiders got to continue to work on their craft, work on the little things, because at the end of the day, just like what Stu said, and if you guys ever listen to Stu, he's be speaking facts, and he's an ex-player. If you guys didn't know, he literally said that it's fundamentals, it's easy things to fix, and that's all it is. And they could fix it in a matter of time, right? And they're starting to show that, right? Hopefully we get more people healthy. Hopefully Waller is good to go against the Saints. Hopefully Hobbs gets better. Besides that, I really hope people could start turning a little bit of an engine going, the locomotive going, right? But overall, I like that we won today. That's what matters, right? I'm gonna enjoy this win for the rest of the night today, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on to the Saints on Thursday for me. And I appreciate everybody that came in, like I said, and I want to announce this again, and I'm gonna continue to do it before the show and after the show. Guys, if we hit 2000, well, not if we hit 2000. My goal has always been hit 2000 by the end of the season. We're already about halfway, which is crazier than what I expected. So if we can hit that 2000, I already said that. I promise you guys a jersey giveaway. Not only that, also because I made a bet with somebody, I'm adding a second winner to that. So not only will somebody win a jersey, but a different winner will win a hat of their choosing, whatever hat you want. So that's gonna be something I'm gonna be doing when I hit 2K. So yeah, if you like the content, subscribe to my brothers on the panel. Also, everybody that joined me, I appreciate it. Ozzy, Avakazi, Van City, I appreciate you guys, man. Real talk. But what do you say? Going against our former coach DA. Shout out to PGN. What's good, man? Good to see you. And shout out to Lonnie for dropping that. Be sure to sub to Eric. And you seen Terrence as well. He also put the link tree for my Instagram, Twitter. I'm gonna start tweeting. I know tweeting is a whole different deal. I'll start getting into that. But besides that, follow me on Instagram and Discord. Those two things are the best way to reach me as possible. If you want to talk about live, talk about Raiders, or give me some news, whatever, man, I'm cool with whatever, right? Quick, someone asked for that hat that goes for 10,000. There's a hat that goes for 10,000. What the fuck? God damn. I would never waste that much on a hat.
What the hell is that? A golden hat or
something? It must be. Wait, I think I seen it. It's at the
logo.
Raiders shop. It's like a gray. It's like a silver, right? It's like a silver, like silver jewels on it. I don't know. I seen it somewhere, bro. It was like a couple
Better
thousand.
have diamonds and shit.
I know, right? That shit was crazy when I seen it. Battle of the Visors. You already know what it is. Told y'all 10 plus points. Shout out to Randy as well. On the way out, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and also push that notifications. And YouTube has been tripping on notifications. So if you have the notifications right now, you got to redo it, turn it off, and turn it back on. About to follow, brother. I appreciate that, PGN. Shout out to you guys, man. You guys are the real MVP of this channel. Blessings to you guys all. Just win, baby. We won. That's what matters. Enjoy it. Be safe. Be careful. You already know what it is. And remember, tough times never last, but tough people do. And you guys are awesome, tough people. So I appreciate you guys, man. And remember to always, always keep it positive when no one's looking as well, man. Shout out to my panel. Shout out to everybody, man. Have a blessed night. And this was the SC Experience, aka boy Eric, and we out. Peace.